Happy New Year! Oh,
In 2 days. Bro, you know I'm weird about touching.
you touched me. My hands were
I'm
up.
sorry.
That's why I was like, whoa.
My bad.
Whoa,
I
2025.
gaslighted you.
Yeah.
Don't touch me.
So what is up?
Oh, man.
It's gonna be a new year.
Hey, welcome to the Patros podcast. It is the last podcast of 2024.
Man, how time flies.
What a year it's been.
I feel like just a year ago we were doing this.
Yeah, I know. It's been exciting. We started the podcast. I think this is what, number 50?
We're almost at 60, I think.
Oh, we?
Yeah,
So
we're like
anyway,
55.
we're in the
56.
50s something. So in terms of podcast goes, we've crossed a milestone. And it's funny because my kid was talking to me last night, and my daughter's thinking about we had a big conversation about social media last night. This sidebar, and like we're all like, no, man, it's not healthy, and I don't want my
Like,
kids.
not yet.
Not
Or even
ever.
not
like,
ever. Oh.
like it's just not like maybe when you're out of the house, you're on your own. Like go.
Well, it's funny because it's a whole trend now to get dumb phones. Like,
I know.
Yeah,
and that's
yeah.
what I'm saying. But at the same time, so my daughter reads like vociferously. She is a big reader. And so we thought it would be helpful to put out content for kids. Like, hey, I reviewed this book. Here's what you can,
That's cool,
expect.
yeah.
I'm like, that's super niche. That's exactly what, and people find that useful who are looking for book reviews on that. But I'm like, you don't
even know if you want to put her out.
We just don't want to
How
do
often it blows up.
Yeah, it could blow up. And then,
Well, I'm saying like it blows up into something good, but so many times those kids end up with all this pain or.
The way the research is so there about social media and what it does to our brains, most adults aren't able to handle it. How is a kid supposed to handle it? And I think back to the insecurities that I had as a kid. So anyway, but we were thinking maybe a podcast, because if she did a podcast, then it's not really visual. You can't really see it.
No one could deep fake her face.
That's what I'm saying. There would be, and we could use a pseudonym. So there's a lot of things we could do to protect her on that end, and she could have fun with it. And I was saying, hey, listen, guy, and they were like, well,
like she wants to create,
correct,
so giving her an avenue to still do that safely.
And we have this microphone, this Yeti microphone that we never set up because we're, Ash and I were going to do a podcast, and then that never happened. And he's like, Dad, you want to do anything? I'm like, bro, we have like 50 something podcasts now on Patros podcast. Like, I think I know what I'm doing. And then he's like, oh yeah. He's like, you're right. She's like, it just hasn't blown up for you yet.
We just need the milestone of like views.
Which they will come though.
Yeah.
They will come.
I mean, people all the time do it for 3 years and then out of nowhere.
Like that, and that's how when you look at, how do you know who Taylor Swift is? Taylor Swift was nobody at one
Overnight
point.
Success is usually 10 years.
It's usually 10 years. Yeah. So I'm not, and if it ended up only being 50 people, viewing for the rest of my life, whatever. I think God has called us to do it. So whoever is benefited by it and blessed by it.
Yeah.
Good. That's what we're called to reach.
Amen.
Anyway,
so what's today's topic?
Today's topic is going to be fun. So it's a brand new year, and so we're going to, in general, want to talk about goal setting, right? Because it's a new year, and so people generally set goals in January, and we all know that, people don't keep them and stuff. So we might talk a little bit about that, but then in particular, the Man Up team. And for those who are just stumbling on the Patros podcast, Patros is a discipleship tool ministry of Man Up. Man Up is a 501c3 that's engaging men in the fight for the fatherless. And that's our mission, is to see these guys engaged. Jesus tells us to do it, so let's go do it. And we want to end fatherlessness. We know that if men will stand in this gap, we can stop the problem.
Yeah.
I mean, ending fatherlessness means that fathers are not around.
Yeah.
Fathers are men first. And so getting right in our spirits is the first thing. And that's what this podcast is designed to do, right?
Exactly.
So that's what we're doing here. So to launch us into 2025, the Man Up team is doing a 40-day challenge.
A Man Up 40-day challenge.
A Man Up 40-day challenge. So we are inviting you, if you're listening to this, to join us in this challenge. Very simple.
Yeah.
Inspired by, there's a lot of challenges out there, right? So it's inspired by all of that. One of the ones that I did a couple of years ago was 75 hard. I freaking hated it.
Still remember when you did that. That was
probably because I was so surly.
Well, you love your sweets. You couldn't have any sweets.
They couldn't have any dessert.
75 days.
No alcohol. No. You had to read a book.
Didn't
for
you
10
have to?
minutes every
You
day.
also had to do 2 workouts
You had to do
a day.
two 45-minute workouts every single day. You had to drink a gallon of water. So it was just dumb. Like once you got to, I remember at day 37.
That's when you were like, oh my gosh.
I was like, I get it. I get it. It's hard. I don't need to do it.
And that's the point of it. Is to be like,
37 days. Like,
you know,
it was hard after 4 days. Like,
yeah.
So the challenge is this: the Man Up 40-day challenge is very simple. 3 things. Number 1, you are going to start doing something you're not currently doing that you know is good for you. So you're going to start doing something.
And try your best to make it something measurable.
Not try your best.
Oh, yeah. Make it something measurable.
Make it measurable.
Yeah.
And this is one of the
We're getting rid of try.
Yeah. This is one of the things that we do as humans. We use language like, I'm going to try to do this. I'm going to try to reduce. I'm going to maybe I'm thinking about doing. So it's making the statement so that it's unequivocal, right? You can't equivocate with the statement.
It's our way of lying.
Exactly. So that's the first thing. We're going to start doing something we're not currently doing that we know we should do that would make us better. The second thing is we can do, as you can probably guess, is you're going to stop doing something that you're currently doing that maybe is not necessarily evil or intrinsically bad, but it's in big consumptions it is.
Like you drink soda even just period, you drink soda and you're just like,
you have a soda a day, or
I need to stop.
Yeah. Just something along those lines. Just like it would be good for me to see because if it has become a dependency for you, then it's bad.
Yeah.
Right. And the scriptures are very clear about, Paul said this, like nothing is going to dominate my body. In fact, I will do some of these fasts sometimes only for that reason that, hey, Paul did it.
Yeah.
Jesus did it.
Make your body submit to you.
That's right. Your body's a temple of the Holy Spirit. He lives inside of you. And Paul's very clear. I'm not going to let anything dominate me. Even though it might be good for, like, I might be able to do, might be permissible.
Yeah.
But if it's bad for someone else, or, I find that it has control over me, then I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
And so that's what a lot of this is about. It's just, I think, training mind, body, and spirit.
And our goal is health. We want healthy men. Biblically, masculine men are healthy.
That's right.
Spiritually, physically, mentally. But in order for that, you need to be in control, not your body. Yeah, the Holy Spirit needs to be in control.
So we're gonna start something. So we're gonna start something. We're gonna stop something, and then the last one is we initially approached our team with 15 minutes of just exercise. Yeah, right? Some kind of exercise. Yeah. And
I'll be like kind of I'm interested in how they respond when we like switch it on.
We switch it up.
Yeah, because they're gonna come in thinking it's 15 minutes, and we're gonna be like.
So we're having them all on today, and they think it's 15 minutes of moving your body. Like that's what he said. Like move your body. We have changed it to. And the reason we changed it is there's a video that Allan, maybe you can attach this.
Yeah, I'll attach it, and you guys.
There's research out there showing that, and I've always said this just intuitively. Like I could go do something for an hour that didn't really get my heart rate up, or I could go do something for like 15 minutes to get my heart rate up. So we decided 10 minutes.
Here, I'm gonna play it
of vigorous exercise.
Be replaced
just for when we have
with
it.
Like the. I think that 10,000 steps should be replaced with like the 10-minute of like vigorous exercise, like more like a day. What do you need a day? 10 minutes of vigorous exercise. That's what I think.
Not 10,000 steps.
Not 10,000 steps.
Really?
Yes, because it comes down to like you can walk slow, right? And it also takes, you know how long it takes?
It takes a long time.
It takes
like hours.
Yeah, like an hour and a half or something. Like it's not, and I just told you that, 10 body weight squats every 45 minutes for an 8-hour, work week is better at glucose regulation than 30-minute walk.
Wow.
Right. So I do think that the 10,000 steps a day should be replaced with 10 minutes of vigorous exercise. I personally feel that.
Things I'd be like, all right, y'all get up.
Yeah.
10.
It's good.
10.
So 10 every 30 minutes.
45 minutes, she said.
She said for an 8-hour workday. So you're looking at about 100 or so air squats. I mean, and she said for glucose regulation.
Yeah.
So like it's helping your digestive system, how you yeah. I mean,
and the heart is. And she goes on to talk about the heart and how that is healthy for you.
Yeah.
So anyway, we decided on 10 minutes of vigorous exercise. So yes, it's going to be fun to talk to our team. So when I say we're going to talk to our team, we're going to talk to our team, the Man Up team. You're going to get, if you're watching on YouTube, you'll be able to see their faces. Of course, they're on our website, Man Up website, manupgo.org, but not everyone will be able to be on, but we've invited them on in just kind of 10-minute increments, 10 to 15-minute increments, so that they can give us their ideas. And ultimately, what's good about doing this is we are holding each other accountable.
Yeah.
And so
and you can hold them accountable too.
when you see them around town and at church. Hey, how's your XYZ?
Yeah. Oh, you said no sugar on the Man Up podcast.
What is that?
I'm
What's
one
that
of the
Diet Coke, Daniel Grossman? Well, it's no sugar. Yeah, so put aspartame in. That's good.
So are we? Do we start with?
So yeah, so we got to start with ours now. Right. I do want to just 2 minutes maybe on goal setting.
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm going to ask you.
Okay.
Did you set goals 2024?
Yes.
Do you know what they are?
Yes.
Okay. What are they?
Well, I didn't meet them. Well, I was on track. At the 6-month mark, I was actually on pace. So one of them was I wanted to bench 315 by the end of the year. I started the year off benching 225. I got to 265 on my 5-month mark. And then I was working out with a buddy and pulled my
hurt yourself.
Yeah, got hurt.
That's
so then
age, my friend.
Yeah. Well, no, that was lack of stretching and doing what every athlete should always do, but you forget that you need to do it. That and then that went into my weight, which I was on track with weight. I wanted to get down to 200, and so I was on track there, and then I gained weight, all of it back when I got hurt. So yeah, it was not fun.
That's not why I made that joke in the poem.
Jeff wrote a poem for the team, and the only person that he comments on body shaming is your boy. And I wasn't there to defend myself.
But in my defense, I would never have given it to you if you couldn't have handled it.
Yeah. You know.
Also, I don't really. You look good.
Thanks, man.
Yeah,
I don't think so. But listen, the funny thing is, had I been there, I think it would have been worse because everyone would look at he said something about the belly, about me having a belly.
Well, no, it was night before Christmas.
Imagine?
It was night before Christmas, and it was like, in comes Santa with a little round belly and a bowl full of jelly. And that was
so the play was the one that was the belly. But can you imagine I'm sitting there and you say it? And the whole team, because we're sitting, they sit at like a U. And so let's say I'm probably going to sit here in like one of the corners and just everybody's faces look at my belly.
They're like,
the shame. The shame. Yeah. And I'm over here laughing. So then it's jiggling a little bit. Just affirming what you just said. That would have hurt more. So I'm kind of glad I wasn't able to make it.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
But anyway, yeah, so I did make goals. I didn't reach all of my goals, but I would say that this year was better because of it. Okay. And that was what my goal was, is I want to reach for something. And that's what it accomplished last year. This year I actually want to accomplish the goals that I set though. So we're going to get better every year.
Yeah, so in our organization, we use something called objectives and key results. It's from the book Measure What Matters. So if you are a business guy, or just looking for something to implement it at home, or if you lead a team or whatever, this would be one that I would recommend. There's obviously a ton of different ways to manage and set goals. What I like about objectives and key results is it's something that constantly changes. So you're constantly kind of updating where you need to be. But at the end of the day, there's an objective that you're trying to get. And so that objective is pretty broad. Like an example may be Elon Musk. Hey, we want to go to Mars, right? Like we want to colonize Mars. So that could be an objective. A key result might be, well, we're going to land and relaunch a reusable rocket by July 17th or whatever it is in 2025 or whatever. Well, they've already done it, but you get what I'm saying. So, and then you have another key result that would say, that would show you if you're closer. We need to raise, $1 billion by X amount. And so those are things that will say, hey, this you're going towards. So each quarter we review those as an organization. We need to do a better job of talking about them even more. But I like where we're going. We implemented them last year, and I think it's been very healthy, because sometimes in life and in work, you're not sure, especially as an entrepreneurial organization, you're not sure where you're at. And the goal allows you, the objective allows you to go, oh, I need to be here. So what is the activity that I need to be doing to get me to that place?
Yeah. That's the beautiful thing about sports, is point systems, rules, the system of sports. It immediately lets you know where you're at. Even, are you a 4-star recruit? Are you a 3-star recruit? So you know, like, you can't walk around town telling everybody you're the baddest guy in the U.S. because they got stats. They know, hey, no, I know you can't run a 40 this fast. And
right, you're like, hey, I want to play at Ohio State. What's your 40?
Yeah, exactly. So that's
it's
what's
4.9.
Yeah.
Oh, you're your lineman? No, I'm a DB. Maybe you go somewhere else. But anyway, so we've implemented that in the business, and it's similar to, and this is a shout out to Todd Hopkins. Todd Hopkins was founder of.
We've had him here.
Oh yeah, we've had him. We've had him on the show.
He's our only.
Why is it me?
He's our only our only interview that we've done out of the studio.
Yeah. Gosh, why? What's his business that he sold? It was like Office Pride.
Office Pride.
So it's a commercial cleaning company. And so anyway, but he does coaching now. He does strategic coaching. Strategic Thinking Network is his company, so you can look him up. But he's amazing. But he has something he calls a critical path, and it's similar to OKRs. What I love is all of these kind of things are just different ways of saying the same thing. What it is you're looking at what is my end result, and then what is the path to get me there? What is that critical path? And so for the organization, I actually do not even remember my personal goals. That's how bad that this year was. And it shouldn't be, because I do this, I do the refresh with my friend, Dr. Serrano, who's been on the podcast before. The marriage refresh, he's not doing it this year, the bum, but.
They're not doing it?
Oh. I guess busy.
Yeah. Who cares about marriages?
But like what we have implemented, but again, it needs to, like, it fell off, was quarterly check-ins. So my wife and I will do a quarterly refresh, right? Where you're now reviewing the goals. So we were like on spot for the first half of the year. And so some of those things that we implemented, which were around the kids' schedule, vacations, because it's not something we prioritized. I know it sounds weird, but for us, we didn't prioritize vacation. So having time off was, and we did accomplish that through the first half of the year. The second half of the year was not, that's where we fell off. And they say that that's what, when I mentioned like doing it, writing it down, is because this is what the science tells us. So writing down things, and this is from a Forbes article about this very topic, but writing things down happens on 2 levels: external storage and encoding. External storage is easy to explain. You're storing the information contained in your goal in a location, a piece of paper, your phone or whatever. Some people put it on their dashboard, right? They'll put a sticky note there, and that's like to remind them of X, Y, Z. But it's something that is written, and it's something that you're constantly viewing. It can't be written once and then put away. So like with our calendar that we had done for calendaring out the year, we put that up in a place that we could see in the home. It was in our laundry room. So that way, coming in and out, you saw it. The problem is we didn't do the third quarter like planning. So then we didn't do fourth quarter planning. So only you look at our calendar, the first half is baller. We're hitting our goals. We're meeting together when we're supposed to. I'm taking my kids out when I'm supposed to, like on date nights and activities and stuff. And then the second half is just terrible.
Which you talk about this a lot, like mental load. So when you have it written and it's in front of you, that's not something you have to hold on to anymore, because it's being held on to externally.
I'm at ease.
Right?
So anyway, having that, so it works on that level. But then there's a deeper phenomenon happening in coding. And coding is a biological process by which the things we perceive travel to our brain's hippocampus. They're analyzed, and then they are either discarded as unimportant, or they are retained based on how important it is to us. Writing helps in the encoding process. So writing it down is like a double dose of it. You're thinking about it, but you're also writing it down. So you're retaining, that's encoding onto your brain in a way that it has a greater chance of being remembered. And neuropsychologists identify this as like the generation effect. So that means that you can demonstrate like a better memory on things for the material that you've generated yourself as well. So in other words, you could tell me something, but if then I take notes on it, That's why you tell your kids to take notes in class, right? If you just read from a book and that's your study guide, you probably do okay. But if you are actually listening for what's the important information, reframe it in your own words. Now you're going to retain that information far better than if you just read it in a book.
Gotcha.
So all that to say, and most of you know this, but this is a good reminder to hear.
Yeah.
Writing it down is the single biggest. Well, actually, it's the second biggest. The single biggest is putting it somewhere where you can see it. Because if you write it down and then forget about it, which is what I did the second half.
It's the same thing
as not writing it down.
Yeah.
So that's a little bit on goal setting. So for us, the challenge to kind of get us in the mindset of goal setting and doing something and creating a habit. And there are achievement goals and there are healthy habits. So a healthy habit would be something that is kind of long term. An achievement goal is something that is short term, with hey, I crossed that off the list. I did it.
Yeah.
This is very much an achievement goal, 40 days. Some of the people on the team are going to make it a healthy habit.
An achievement goal can turn into a healthy habit.
That's right.
Gotcha.
Exactly. So as we're sitting here thinking about what these are for us, then what we're going to do is bring in our team, and that'll be fun. But Allan, have you come up with yours?
Yes.
Okay, and we have not discussed these, so I don't know what he's going to say.
I almost told him before.
I'm
and
like,
he was
no, tell me.
Yeah. No.
Because if you say it, it becomes real.
Yes.
And now everybody's going to hold you accountable.
So what I'm getting rid of is processed sugar and processed like foods and completely
Anything that's
processed.
Bro.
Anything. Like I'm going straight. I
Very
mean, I want to say I'm gonna do carnivore, but that's a little extreme, and people probably judge me if I say that.
No, I'm gonna do carnivore. That's not my thing.
Oh yeah. All right. So that's mine. And then so that's what I'm getting rid of, right? And then what I'm gonna take on. Well, by the way, hold on. I'm gonna get rid of that stuff. That includes like processed juice, like that's not just eating, but I still need electrolytes and stuff like that. So I'll still be replacing that. But that's not what I'm gonna do. But I'm just saying when you get rid of sugar from stuff, you still need to replenish with certain things. Don't just get rid of sugar and just drink water because you can actually dehydrate yourself like that. And then what I'll be adding is I want to memorize the book of James.
Bro.
Because I know people that have.
You know me.
You have it memorized still?
I memorized it.
But is it still
in the NIV? I bet I could get a lot of it.
Yeah, so I want to do that now. Yeah, I want to memorize the book of James. 40 days is wild for it, but we're just gonna go for it.
No, I think you got it.
Yeah. So that'll be. I know when I put my mind to memorizing, I can memorize. So, but I need it to be an extreme challenge. So it's like, no, you can't do that. Like defiant part of me needs to be there. Yeah. Of like this is something you can't do.
So then, like the daily part of it, because these are things that we're going to.
Yeah.
It has to be a daily activity. So daily, you will be working on memorizing.
I have to, yeah.
Because otherwise, you won't hit that.
Yeah, because that's the objective is to memorize the book of James, which means I'm gonna have to memorize a certain, like typically how I memorize will be, I'll memorize one verse and then I'll have to memorize one verse extra. 1 + 1. 1 + 1, 1 + 3, and then just keep going. So I'll do that. And then for working out a vigorous exercise activity, I'm going to do the 10 minutes of vigorous exercise, but they will change. So like, because of, my hips are still bad from an accident that I got into. So I need to do those exercises just to like balance everything. But I'm going to be doing mountain climbers week 1, 10 minutes of just mountain climbers. And then week 2, I'll go into jump rope. And then week 3, I'll do burpees. I like just gradually. I'm probably just going to stick to burpees after the first 2 weeks. But I don't want to just jump into something that isn't going to be good because then I'll probably just hurt myself.
I love that. So it's going to be some kind of plyometric kind of activity.
Just something to get my heart rate up for 10 minutes. Because it's going to be 10 minutes like, which maybe it might change, but from what I'm gonna do is like 10 minutes. So it might be 20 minutes, but 1 minute on, 1 minute off, and then just do that. Burpees is definitely gonna be 1 minute on, 1 minute off.
Yeah.
But yeah,
You can do 10 minutes straight.
10 minutes straight is wild.
For
for where I'm at right now, it's wild.
Up.
I might cause a problem. What's yours?
Okay, I kind of want to change mine off of something that you said.
The challenge, or like
the what you're gonna start. So what I'm gonna stop. Well, help me decide. So like part of this is the idea was to get rid of something that maybe could be addicting, or maybe could be like whatever. So I don't do a lot of caffeine already. So like my morning coffee is decaf. Very rarely is it caffeinated. Usually only caffeinated if I go out and forget to ask for decaf. So it's not a caffeine thing. But I don't eat a lot during the day, as you know.
Yeah. At all.
And so I usually have something in the middle, like in the morning, and then I really don't eat again but I'll graze during the day. But the thing that I look forward to more than anything else in the world is like my 2 to 3 p.m. coffee that has it's coffee, it's cream,
sugar,
it's sugar, and it is like it's my meal. It's my midday
Dunkin'
meal.
Donuts.
It's my Dunkin' Donuts, man.
Yeah.
So that's like I crave that time. Like every day I'm so excited.
He's so
about
happy right now.
Like right, I'm thinking about how I have however many days left in this year to have that time.
I might double down.
So like I was talking to my family about it. My family was like, just cut out coffee altogether. Because I was thinking about just doing the 2 p.m. coffee because that's what I crave. A lot of mornings I don't have coffee. I just don't have it. The mornings I have it are usually if I got a little more time, right? I don't have appointments. I'm working out of the house or something. Then I might make coffee. So do you think that I should cut all coffee or just cut my afternoon craving?
If it's the only those two options, I'd say cut all of it out.
Cut all of it out.
I'd say cut all of it out.
Okay.
But if there's another option of you have to just drink black coffee with no sugar.
I mean, I probably wouldn't drink it, at least in the afternoon. Morning I would just have and half.
So it's really the sugar that's what you're looking forward to.
Yeah, I mean the coffee. It's not a caffeine thing.
Yeah,
it's a
sugar thing.
It's a sugar thing. It's definitely.
It's just masked with coffee.
But I mean, it is a combination of coffee and sugar and cream, like all together. It's such an addict. It's such a good combination.
But yeah, I would say just get rid of it
for
40 days.
All right, so no coffee.
That's gonna be
no coffee at all.
Might have some fires this year. Start the year.
No, it's fine. I mean, I'll just.
It'll be fine.
It'll be. It's just when I'm out, I'm gonna have to replace it with something.
Are you doing any?
I don't eat the best.
Are you doing any international trips in January?
Yeah, climbing Kelly.
You can't get rid of coffee.
Wait a second.
No, you don't do coffee when you're in.
Oh, that I'll be done by that. This is gonna go to like February.
Yeah.
10 or something. So yeah.
Oh, so you're fine. Okay. Yeah. So get rid of coffee.
Yeah.
And then you can that's cool. You can enjoy your first cup of coffee in.
I'll enjoy a fart before that, like day 41. Okay, so no coffee.
That's more like a challenge thing. That's not necessarily like you think it's healthier for you.
No, I mean I do. It's probably healthy to not have
that much.
But
sugar.
To me, it's more about
that Dunkin' drink is a lot of sugar.
Yeah. It's more about like not letting it dominate my thoughts and dominate my body and dominate like the crave, because it is a craving. It's like I crave it. I can't wait to have it. And it's so it's not just what I mean. It's like a whole thing.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So that's when I'm gonna stop. What am I gonna start? I am going to start, but now you said about the book of James, so that maybe one to say it. I am going to start Spanish lessons.
Yeah, let's go. Kendra and Hosan are gonna be so happy.
So I'm actually going to do a tutor online once a week, and then I'm going to do either Duolingo or one of the language apps for 15 minutes a day. Will be my.
But you're gonna get a full-blown tutor.
But I'm gonna get a tutor.
That's fire. That's gonna help so much.
Because that person should then be able to help me.
They have the tricks and
and hopefully then. So then you said like you're gonna memorize James. Like, oh maybe I memorized James
in Spanish.
Espanol.
No, that has to be next year because you have to learn Spanish.
I'll be
this
like,
year.
I have no idea what I'm saying.
Exactly.
I'm just memorizing the word. So anyway, that's going to be mine. The 10 minutes. So I work out with the 5 a.m. boys 4 days a week. So that's already covered.
Yeah.
The other 3 days, I'll probably take your approach. I don't want to pigeonhole myself into going, oh, I have to do this. But like 10 minutes of burpees, that's probably will
doable.
That will be some of it. One of the things I do want to do though is I want to sprint. I want to
Yes, bro.
Like I want to get my legs to a place where they can sprint again, because I'm telling you,
bone density for your legs goes up. It's so good for you,
bro. I did that 1-400 challenge, like where I raced my friend John and we did the 400. We were both sore for like 2 weeks. Like we were using all kinds of. So I want to use that 10-minute idea to work on my sprinting. I'm an old man, so I can't sprint.
But I've seen so much content on like people sprinting in their 60s and 70s, like because they never stopped.
Yeah,
and that's most of people's problems isn't aging. It's that you start telling yourself, I can't sprint because I'm too old.
Yeah,
and their whole thing is like, no, it's because you stopped is why you can't.
It's because you suck. So anyway, those are the challenges.
I like that.
So yeah. So we're
gonna start.
Yeah, we're gonna get after it. We're gonna get after it this year. And so for the rest of the podcast, we're gonna be hearing the ideas. We're gonna be meeting some of the Man Up team members. So I think just so you guys know what to expect, we got the ladies of Man Up are going to come on first. Then those who are coaching in our youth and young men program. So these are young men who are aged out of foster care, some who are in foster care. So the guys for Man Up team doing that. Our fatherhood guys. So these are our coaches who are helping fathers reunify with their kids or making sure that they are not getting into trouble and staying out of the system of care. And then finally it'll be our men's discipleship team. And then kind of that's the catch-all bucket that we'll get to. So,
all right. So check it out.
Let's get to our first guest.
Let's do it. Who we got?
All right. Well, welcoming our team, our ladies team at Man Up on the Patros podcast. Ladies, we have been talking about goal setting. It's a new year. It's going to be a new you. And wanted to hear from the Man Up ladies, which is kind of an oxymoron. But yes, there are women that work at Man Up. And so happy to have you join us on the Patros podcast. And we are talking about goals for the new year. And so before we get into that, just briefly, can you let the people know what your name is, where you're dialing in from, and what is it that you do for Man Up? Well, let's start with Maggie.
All right, let's start with Maggie.
Okay, thanks for letting me be on this side of the podcast. That's so fun. I'm dialing in from Arizona, and I do Man Up emails, Man Up Instagram, Facebook, social media, things like that. And I help with the podcast.
Yes, she does.
Yes. So anything that you see, if you're out there listening and you see it, Maggie had a hand in it.
Mm-hmm.
Which is really
some
cool.
would say she put her foot in it.
So we appreciate Maggie and love Maggie. Okay, let's go to Miss Timms.
Oh, good morning. Thanks for having me on too. My name is Vicki Timms, and I am the International Programs Coordinator, and I am calling in from sparkling Clearwater, Florida.
Sparkling, love that. You do have a sparkle to you this morning.
Yeah.
So, Gabby, what about you?
I am Gabby. I am calling in from Clearwater, Florida. Well, I just moved, so I am up in Newport Richey, Florida now. And I am the program coordinator for our Tampa region of our adoptive family program. So I coordinate all of the wraparound support services for our foster and adoptive families that are in the Tampa Bay area. So Pasco, Pinellas, Hillsborough. And that just kind of entails finding out what their needs are and then trying to provide those or connect them with people that can.
Awesome. Well, thanks guys for joining us. I'm going to keep us on task, on time and on budget today.
What Jeff's good at.
That's what our goal is, because we got a lot of folks Yes, I'm going to talk more than Al. No, but we're talking about goals and challenges. But we decided as a group we want to do a 40-day challenge to start the new year as a team, as a man up team.
And as in we, Jeff.
There's another we there, honestly, and her name is Stephanie. Conveniently not on the podcast right now. So this 40-day challenge, we wanted to kind of make it a team building thing, but also like a discipline thing. Like can we be disciplined as a team together and hold each other accountable? So the idea was, and we're inviting our audience to join us in this. And so the idea was, what is one thing that we are currently doing that, you know what, maybe we need to halt that for a while. You know, a lot of people, it's like,
we won't incriminate you. If it's anything like that, just say
something else.
Say something else.
Let's keep it PG. But then what is something that you need to start? So something you need to start that you know is good for you. You've been putting it off, and you're like, you know what, new year, new me, and for 40 days I'm going to do this thing. So the caveat is you have to do it every day, or you have to not do it every
and you can't
day.
already have not been doing it, or can't already have been doing
That
it.
doesn't count.
Yeah,
gotta be new. And then we were going to do like some kind of like exercise, and we were thinking about, but we did a little bit of research. We're like, you know what, 10 minutes of vigorous,
Dr. Rhonda Patrick.
10 minutes of vigorous exercise.
Yeah.
So what could that be for you? And you know, vigorous, that's up to you.
You could do mountain climbers. For some of
That's
you, it's sit-ups. Yeah, for
Very
some of you,
subjective.
Yeah.
Very subjective.
jumping. For some of you, it's just getting out of bed.
10 minutes.
Alan?
Not smoking as much. My vigorous exercise. No. So we wanted to hear from the ladies of Man Up, but this is not all the ladies of Man Up, but for you guys, what is it that so let's start with Maggie. We'll go out west and then work our way back east. Maggie, what is it that you are going to start? What are you going to stop? And then tell us about your 10 minutes of vigorous exercise.
Something that I really want to start doing is an addition to something I've already been doing, because I've been pretty consistent with my Bible reading. That would be something that I want to keep doing, obviously, but I really want it to be like have an action step or something I'm meditating on throughout the day, because I can find myself just doing my Bible reading and then that's it. Let's go the rest of the day. But I really want to either write something down that I take with me, have an action step that I'm thinking about, you know, for the remainder of my day. And then something I want to stop doing, I want to stop assuming the worst in other people and like slow down enough. Sorry if you can hear my dog. I try to get in a quiet spot. There's no quiet spot. Slowing down enough to think like, oh, am I assuming the worst in someone else? Or, you know, giving someone the benefit of the doubt. But I feel like if I'm just zooming through all my interactions, I don't really stop to think about how I'm seeing the other person, especially like Man Up. We and Patros talk a lot about, you know, people being in the image of God and living that way. So I want to put that into practice. Stop doing the bad thing. And then vigorous is not really in my vocab. So I've been thinking about lately, that's why I love that this has come up, just making sure that I go for a walk every day. Because I feel like you can think like, oh yeah, I go for a walk every day. Because I like Alan said, get out of bed or walk around the kitchen. But I'm talking about like get outside and actually go for a walk before the end of the day. Because when it hits the end of the day, it's like, it's over. I didn't go for a walk. It's not happening. So I just want to be really purposeful. Like for me right now, it's only 9:30. So in the next couple hours, like I need to do something physical. That is something I'd really like to do.
Love that.
Okay.
All right. First one. She's laid it down.
Yeah.
And I would love to know, like, if we have time, I want to make sure because Gabby's on a time crunch. So I want to hear from her. But I'd love to know how you're going to measure the not like judging people.
I was going to say that will probably be like a tally of like, okay, I am actively tallying that I am going to think about this.
Yeah, like every
single time you do it.
I just saw Alan. He made a fool of himself. I'm not going to judge him, though.
And then mark it down.
Of him. And so let me get out my phone. And
she has like 60 marks for 2 days of interaction.
All the things that she could have judged you on. All right, Gabby, what about you? What are you going to start? What are you going to stop? And what about your 10 minutes of vigorous exercise?
I'll start with the exercise because I'm with Maggie. Vigorous is not in my vocabulary. So I just recently moved, and where I'm at now has a new gym and walking trails and everything. So I like kind of don't have an excuse. My problem is when it hits the end of the day, just like Maggie said, I'm like, the day's over. Like, I don't want to, like, I can't force myself to do it. So I think how I'm going to start doing it is as soon as I close my computer at 5, I'm going to go do something. So I'm either going to go walk or I'm going to go to our gym. That way I can like do it before it gets too late and I get into that, routine of whatever, getting ready for bed and stuff. So,
your trigger is that 5 p.m. Like that's the trick, because we need triggers to help us keep the goal. So when you have the goal, a trigger needs to be attached to it so that oh, now's the time to do the thing that I said I was going to do.
Exactly. Yeah, I think that's really going to help because I have been in the mindset of, I'll just go, when it's convenient, but then it's never convenient. So I think, at least for me, I don't enjoy it. So, but yeah, like 5 o'clock will be the time, that I shut down. It's just going to be that's going to be it now. So, okay. And then something that I want to start doing every day is I am a TV junkie. I really enjoy TV and just, vegging out. And so I get really bad about like doing, sitting down and watching TV before I do my Bible time or my quiet time. And so I think that that's something that has to change. It needs to flip because while I'm in the headspace of like, okay, I need to do this before social media, I'm not with when it comes to TV. And that's not good. Like, I mean, the Bible needs to come before anything. Jesus' word, like I need to be, spending time with him before I'm spending time with anything else. So, so I think that's going to be what I want to start doing every day is making sure I'm in the word before I sit down and start watching TV.
The Bible. That's this year's goal.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. And then I'm going to stop negative self-talk. I can fall victim to being the queen of negative self-talk. So I have this sheet that I need to like make copies of and put places, but it replaces like the negative thought with a biblical truth. And so I need to just get like on that. But yeah, the negative self-talk, I've like 2025 is going to be the year that I like stop saying anything. Yeah.
Yeah, so
that too.
Immeasurable things in their goals.
I know, but that'll be the challenge, right? Is that
but those things are
good things that you have to measure, everything. Though, because the idea of the challenge is every day it has to be done. So that means you have to be able to measure it, which means you're keeping score.
Yeah.
So I think however you guys decide to do that, right, is how it will take place. So awesome, Gabby. All right, Vicky,
Clearwater's finest.
What about you? What are you gonna stop? Are you going to do vigorous or non-vigorous 10 minutes?
Non-vigorous.
Oh, come on, guys.
Get the heart rate up, ladies.
Okay, like
2 minutes of vigorous within that
maybe
walk.
a little vigorous. I am going to pretend like I'm going to be training for Kili again. I stopped the walking like I did 2 years ago. So that's what I'm implementing back is the 30-minute walk every day.
Great.
So that's my move, my 10-minute move. What I'm going to stop is sugar and unhealthy foods.
Nice.
Ooh, wow.
Nice.
That's a good one. Good luck.
I know. Coffee is going to be my biggest problem because I like sugar in my coffee. So
it's going all black coffee with maybe some cream.
No, I can't do black coffee, so I'm going to switch to tea. Because I drink tea with nothing in it. So
hot water.
Yeah.
Okay. What are you going to start?
So what I'm going to start is I pulled this little book out that I bought years ago, and it's called Expect More. And it's about expecting more out of my spiritual life and implementing some practices that I have neglected in the past. One being memorizing scripture.
Wow.
And my memory's not good, so it's going to be a challenge.
We'll get better with the healthy foods.
Yes, hopefully. I'm hoping that. But one of the suggestions in this little book is to pick people in Scripture that chose to also expect more and study the people. Like I'll take one a week, maybe, and study that person and how they expected more and what they did to do that out of their spiritual walk.
Awesome.
Yeah.
No, it's I feel like these are all admirable ladies.
Incredible goals.
Yeah.
I do believe if it's not vigorous 10 minutes, then it's non-vigorous 30 minutes.
Oh, okay. Well, we're making stuff up on the fly now.
Fast
I
walk.
think that I don't think they'd want to walk for just 10 minutes.
No, if you're walking,
No, it doesn't. That like doesn't count.
There's no point in 10
Yeah.
So then I would say they want to feel like it was a win. You don't want to do like a 10-minute walk.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Cool. Well, listen, we are happy that you joined us today. We've got a full slate of team members that we're going to get to, but hopefully some of these things are inspiring some of our listeners, and they go, "Oh, you know what? That is a great idea." Like, scripture memorization. You're right. I honestly, I probably can't remember the last time I memorized a scripture.
Yeah.
So I think that's a great one.
And for all the women out there, sorry for cutting you off.
No, you're good.
We are warmly welcomed. Go ahead and follow Maggie on social media, because if you do have goals of reading books throughout the year or wanting to learn how to study your Bible, and that's part of your goals for 2025, Maggie, Margareta herself, has an entire page just for you to be able to follow that. Go to her Amazon links, and she makes it easy for you to be able to figure all that out. So,
that's so nice. Thanks, Allan.
Maggie, you influenced me this year. I got that Everyday Gospel. Oh my gosh, it's so good.
Okay, good. Look at us, we're already winning.
We have a review before and after.
We already have a review. All right, y'all. Well, thank you so much for joining us. You guys rock. And happy 2025 to each of you.
Woo. Thank you.
I feel like we should.
Bye.
Well, hey, fellas, youth and young men from the Man Up team, thank you for joining us on the Patros podcast. Good morning to you guys.
Good morning. All right. Good morning.
Hey, thank you for joining us. You guys are part of the youth and young men coaching team, but why don't you just really quick, because we're on a tight time frame today, your name, where you're dialing in from, and what your role is. And by role is, I mean, it can be like a 10-second thing. So
we'll start with Mark.
Right. Cool. Yeah. Mark Diaz in Tampa, Florida at the moment. Part of the Man Up coaching team, serving youth, underage youth in Tampa Bay high schools, as well as aged out foster care youth. So.
All right. And now David.
Yep. So I'm David Green. I'm dialing in from St. Petersburg, the Pinellas County area. I am with the coaching department, and I work with the youth and young men aging from ages 13 to 17, and then those older guys from 18 to 24.
All right, we're gonna finish off on Corey, so we're gonna go Dayron next.
All right, my name is Dayron. I'm a part of the youth mentoring from ages 12 to 17 for kids who were impacted by foster care.
All right, and then Corey.
All right, I'm Corey. I'm dialing in from Tampa, Florida as well. A little versatile there. Got my hands in both pots, the youth 12 to 17, as well as the aged out 18 to 24.
Awesome. Well, man, we love you guys. We're just appreciative of some of the folks. They're seeing the faces that are out there doing the work with the organization. So this is exciting. We've been talking about goals and what 2025 looks. You know, it's a new year, so it's a new you. And we thought as a team, we're going to do this 40-day challenge. And so as a recap, the 40-day challenge is inviting us to do something that we're not doing that we need to be doing for the first 40 days. And then who knows, maybe it continues in, that habit can be established. What's something that we're going to quit doing? What's something that we're going to stop doing? We know it's probably not the best for us. And so we're going to stop. And then we decided on 10 minutes of vigorous exercise. So we want to know what you're doing.
At a minimum.
At a minimum, 10 minutes of vigorous exercise for 40 days straight. So let's start with the man on my top left on the screen here, David Green. What are you going to start? What are you going to stop? And what about that 10 minutes of exercise?
Awesome. So just thinking about our job and what it entails, a lot of times we pour into young men and sometimes leave us just in a place of what's next. So I really thought about myself and how for 40 days, I'm going to try to pour into myself with self affirmations and working on my mental as far as preparing me for 25 and the things to come. There was some ups and downs, and sometimes we all know with the storm left us for a loop. And I just felt that for me coming into 2025, I'm going to look at self-care from a mental standpoint and just really taking care of myself, and that's, like I said, self affirmations, daily denying different things that I was accustomed to, and really just focusing mainly on my mental. So
that's your do. What's
Yep.
your don't?
And my don't is going to be, I'm going to get rid of social media. And I think that's been a big part of a lot of us, as we always say, but that can sometimes dictate your thought process and the way you do life.
Nice.
And the things that I'm going to be working on, the 10 minutes a day, because I'm already an avid, gym rat, and workout warrior, I'm going to focus more also on that mental, just putting more self-awareness into my mental health and restoring that. So I know you guys were asking for something that we can do.
Well, you just locked those 10 minutes of workout too.
Yeah. So that'll be in conjunction with. So.
Okay. Sweet.
All right, thank you, David.
Thank you, David.
Appreciate that. Mark, what about you, man? Where are you going to start? Where are you going to stop? And what's your 10 minutes of exercise look like?
Yeah, so I'm gonna be stopping eating processed sugar. So anything that's kind of added to our foods that probably shouldn't really be in there. So I'm gonna kind of eliminate that.
Feels like a good lifestyle choice.
Hey, I need you to eliminate the word "kind of" when you say it.
For sure. So stay away from them donuts and cake and all that, unless it's.
He's already getting withdrawals.
Oh, he is. He's like
for the next for the workout piece activity, I'm gonna pick back up the jump rope, man. So I used to do it years ago, and I've definitely stopped on that. So yeah, I'm gonna pick that back up.
That's
consistently jump on that 10 minutes. So yeah, that's where I'm gonna be at for those.
And what was your positive one? Because you froze a little.
Positive?
Like, what are you gonna do? Because you're getting rid of sugar, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna do the 10 minutes of rope, and then what's something that you're gonna do that you're not doing already?
Yeah, I'm gonna start journaling again. I stopped that years ago as well, so I'm gonna pick that back up, which I think will help with communication, clarity of thought, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna pick back up.
Yeah,
journaling.
Love it. Yeah, I love that. Journaling is one of the best things. You talk to any psychologist, like anybody who deals with the brain or memory or emotional well-being, they will tell you to journal. So I love that. All right, Dayron, what about you, man? What are you going to start? What are you going to stop? And what's your rigorous 10 minutes look like?
Sheesh. So man, this is always difficult just because once you say it, man, you got to do it now. So it's like
we're doing it, man.
So it's always hurting to say it. But now, like what I feel like has been like portraying and like what's been happening is in my heart is like to go ahead and start being intentional every day. And that's like writing down, hey, I'm gonna do this. This is the to-do list of the day. To make me more intentional throughout the day. And then the second, which is like to stop doing, which kind of hurts, is like, hey, stop going on social media if you're by yourself. So what that would look like is like, if I'm with a friend, we could watch TikTok together, it's whatever. My fiance, if I'm watching TikTok with her, it's whatever. But when I'm by myself in my alone time, let me not do that. Or like movies and stuff like that. And then the third one, which is the workout. I already work out like a gym rat, like David said. It's more of that vigorous workout. definitely gonna have to pick up the bag, which is the boxing bag. I used to do that a couple years ago as well, and I'm deciding to pick that up. Do like 10 minutes of that.
Heart rate up. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a difficult one though. That hurts to hear.
Hey, he said it.
But that's the whole. That's the whole point. You you have to verbalize it. Like we mentioned this earlier on in the show, but the thing that allows us to keep goals and to keep these kind of things as a habit and not just an achievement goal. So there's a difference between like a healthy habit and then an achievement goal. And we're kind of combining these. This is more of an achievement goal because it's like, okay, I'm going to take 40 days. I'm going to do this. But hopefully if you find benefit of it, then it has become a habit for you, right? It becomes that in. So, but you got to verbalize it first, because if you don't verbalize it, you'll certainly never do it. And a lot of people don't set goals because they're afraid to fail.
Yeah. But there's something about like a beginning and end point that's 40 days for you to just be like, yo, I could do something,
anything for 40
days. Yeah,
that's right. All right, Corey, last but not least, what are you going to start? What are you going to stop?
All right, bring it on home. So with me, I'm going to stop, pretty much just do a digital detox, really just to help me with to have a better nightly, like bedtime routine, to get to bed a little bit earlier as well. Just put it away at a certain time frame, maybe around like 8 o'clock at night. Same thing, just social media, just scrolling TikTok, whether it's Instagram. And I don't have any social medias, but biggest thing is other people send me those videos. So then I get caught up looking at them and I go down, a rabbit hole sometime, and I'm on there, for so long. But I feel like that keeps me up as well. Just, having the screen right there, so close to your face and the light, and melatonin not activating the way it's supposed to. So I'm gonna put that down at a certain time, like I say, maybe like 8:30. And then from there, I'm gonna go back to drawing and journaling as well at night. It may not always be words. It may just be maybe able to depict my feelings through, drawing through a picture of some sort, to just bring me back to that, relaxing state to before it's bedtime. But also that's gonna help me in terms of like, the stress, or just being able to let my body recover to be good for the next day. If I'm no good, I'm no good to anybody. If I don't get the proper rest, if I'm not getting the things that I need, myself to be able to alleviate, those stressors, then I'm no good to anybody. So yeah, I'll definitely hop back with drawing. And
do like one picture a day.
What was that?
Like, are you gonna do like one picture a day, or are you gonna do kind of like just a certain amount of drawing, like 30 minutes of drawing a night?
Yeah, it could be like 30 and 30. Yeah.
Okay.
Just processing, and then putting those feelings on paper as well with the journaling. My 10 minutes a day too. I'm already, of course, in the gym, but I'm gonna get back to plyometrics. I've got away from those. I think those are very, very helpful to just, keep your joints going, keep your body active as well, more flexible as well.
Yeah. So it's a good movement.
Yeah. All right, I love that. Well, guys, I appreciate you guys coming on. I mean, I think to Dayron's point, like a lot of this is just accountability. That's really what it's about. Hopefully, for those who are watching, the idea is maybe something that you guys say is going to spark something in a listener to say, oh, you know what, I need to give up social media, or I need to give up processed sugar for a minute. And the reality is, I can tell you, all men need to probably stay off their phones when they're alone, like as much as possible, because there's just too dang much temptation out there. And for every guy who's got a social media account, even if you don't have a social media account, because I don't, they were all taken. Yeah. It's just so prevalent and so easy. So, but Corey, my bad for when I do send you those Instagram things. I'm sorry.
Just over here stumbling block.
That's my bad. So I'll knock that off. So
appreciate you guys.
Hey, thank you. All right, y'all be good. All right. Well, hey, joining us now on the Patros podcast is our fatherhood team.
Let's
from
go.
Man Up. What's up, y'all?
What's up, y'all?
Now the team is a little light right now, so hopefully a couple more join us.
Fathers.
They're just JB's probably talking to a dad.
Yeah.
The other day we were doing the golf tournament thing, and like it's 7 a.m. I got there, and he's on the phone with a dad on a Saturday, walking him through something. So, but anyway, hopefully these guys will hop on here in a bit and join us. But we're talking about goals in 2025. And specifically this 40-day man up challenge, where we're going to start doing something that we know we need to do. We're going to stop doing something that we probably should just, cut out for a little bit, maybe forever. I don't know. And then 10 minutes of vigorous exercise.
Yes.
What that looks like. So, but before we do that, if y'all could just briefly name where you're dialing in from and what you do for the organization.
You want to start top corner?
Yeah.
All right, Taylor.
All right, Taylor Jackson coming in from Clearwater, Florida. That's it.
But what do you do? What do you do for the organization?
Oh, we're doing Fatherhood Engagement Specialist for Circuit 6, working with dads to reunify them with their children.
Love that.
All right, Joe.
What's going on, guys? Joe Bosley, calling from Seminole, Florida. I am a fatherhood preservation specialist. I work with fathers to make sure that they continue to stay in the house as a father and prevent any kind of actions that may lead to separation from their children.
Sweet.
VJ.
What's up, y'all? VJ Chandra, dialing in from Plant City. Fatherhood Engagement Specialist for Circuit 13, which is Hillsborough County. Also, reunify bio dads with their children or child that's in the dependency system.
Sweet.
Nice.
All right. So we're talking about this 40-day challenge, this man up challenge. So it's something that has to be done every day. And the idea is that it kickstarts us into the new year. New year, new you. Everybody knows everything about that. But maybe we can develop something that will be healthy, a healthy habit that we can turn this into. So this is like an achievement goal we're talking about. It's finite, limited amount of time, but maybe it can develop into a healthy habit. That's something that would last longer than just the 40 days, or maybe not. Maybe it's just a good reset.
Yeah.
And then
just recalibrate you.
And I've got, like, y'all know Dr. Serrano, like he has the 14-day reboot.
Yeah.
And so every quarter there's a period where he will reboot his systems, detox, etc. So anyhow, let's start with you, Taylor. What are you going to start? What are you going to stop? And what's a 10-minute vigorous challenge look like?
Yeah. So we're cutting out social media for 40 days, taking it off the table. Gone, getting out of here. And then what we're going to do is we're buying a sauna tent and an ice tub for Christmas for me and the wife. Going to do that every day before I work out or after I work out. We'll figure it out.
That's
and then,
great. That's nice.
Bro, every day. I can't wait to get progress updates from you.
Yeah, I can't wait to give you progress updates. And then got some free weights for Christmas too. So gonna start doing a 10-minute workout every morning with my oldest son, who has been interested in working out. So him and I are going to be doing that for the first 40 days of the year.
That's fire.
Love that. Yeah. Anything to do with the person, another person you'll be more accountable to. Yep. So that's a good strategy.
He's a good accountability partner.
All right. So VJ, we'll go next.
All right. So I am going to stop drinking coffee. Yeah, it's gonna be really hard.
That can be hard too, VJ.
Especially when my wife makes some banging café con leche.
Oh,
that's hard. That's hard. I'm going to.
It's just cold.
So I've already read like the New Testament, but I want to read the Old Testament, including like Numbers and Leviticus, the repetition ones. I want to get through that like within the 40 days. That's my goal.
So the entire Old Testament.
The entire Old Testament.
In 40 days.
Let's go.
Wow.
That's very biblical, seeing how Moses went on the mountain for 40 days.
Yeah. 40.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And then vigorous exercise?
The vigorous exercise is literally just getting back in the gym. I want to go at least, I'll be walking every day with my wife or with my kids at night.
Okay.
After school, but I want to go to the gym at least 3 or 4 days out of the week too, on top of that. So
during your gym routine, maybe you could decide on like a vigorous activity that you will do for 10 minutes at the gym.
What is that thing with
after workouts?
What is that thing with the rope?
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to get on that. Yeah.
All right. JB.
Yo, what's going on, man? I appreciate y'all getting me in here. I'm literally at the NFF dinner for all the high school coaches in Hillsborough County. So,
Nice.
yes, but I want to get in my 40 days. What we're gonna start doing. So we decided, and I also wrote my mom into this too as well, because she's the caretaker of our 1-year-old. We're going to eliminate sugar, sugar from the diet, and so a lot more whole foods. But just eliminate processed sugars is what we're going to eliminate for the first 40 days.
Nice.
Love it.
And what about what's something that you're gonna do, like you're gonna add to your daily routine?
So adding to the daily routine, it kind of fell off in college and then here and there, but just start back journaling. The 40 days and like kind of journal this whole journey and just journaling every day, the things that happen, the good, the bad, the pros, the cons, and just really having blueprint for not only for myself but also my son and the fathers that I mentor to as well.
Okay, and then vigorous activity. I know that you're part of the 5 a.m. club.
Let's go! Shout out.
So I'm assuming
that's only 4 days a week. So he's got 3 other days.
I go more than 4 days a week. That's them. They took a Wednesday off now. I don't know what that's about, but they take Wednesdays off for some odd reason.
We old. You have to rest.
Okay. All right. So just continuing the workout throughout the week.
But definitely doing that, and as well as also my wife wants to get back in shape, and so we're gonna use this first 40 days to really hone in that, because I think after the 40 days we're gonna try like a hard 75 hard. So
he's already thinking about the next steps.
I love it, and I'm glad it's for you and not me. 75 hard was the worst.
Yeah. All right.
But good luck.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate it.
We got Joe next.
What's going on, y'all? Thanks for having me on. So the first thing I'm going to do is something that I teach about. I want to practice what I preach, and there's significant value in just reading the Bible every single day. So I'm going to go through. I'm going to try and read the whole Bible in the 40 days, and I'm going to start off there. And then for the thing that I'm going to remove energy drinks. Energy drinks for me have been, I don't know, I would call it a crutch, but first thing in the morning I get up and I pop an energy drink, and then you start off with that cortisol rush in the morning, probably not good. So I'm going to remove that first.
The whole Bible in it's 40 days. That's 66 books.
I mean, listen, if he's reading every day though, it's
that's impressive.
And we'll just see how far he gets, because
are you a speed reader?
Process.
No, I'm a slow reader.
I'm gonna go for it.
I'm a slow reader. That's why. You're probably a fast
but
reader.
you could even listen to it on 2x speed.
True.
Yeah. I'll probably use the YouVersion app, and then while I'm driving around, you think, honestly, if you break it down, you drive 30 minutes, an hour a day, but you're constantly listening to the Bible, then you're going to absorb a lot of that too, and just your downtime. So that's going to come, and then I'm going to kind of remove some of my self-help books and self-improvement books. I'm just going to go for the source, go straight for the Bible. I'm going to replace those books with the Bible, and then we're just going to go for it. See how far we can make it go.
What's the workout?
So the workout this is something I actually do for my fathers. One of the first things we talk about is habit building. Everything about your identity is the things that you end up doing. So the first thing I have my fathers do is drink a gallon of water a day for 2 weeks before we do anything else, just because it's an easy goal that they can accomplish every single day. They can journal that, they can mark it down. So I'm going to continue doing that. I already do that. But something else I ask them to do is to walk for 15 minutes a day outside, get some sunlight, get some vitamin D. And I actually pulled up some stats here for you guys to kind of give you a scope of how really small habits can affect the rest of your life as a former RN and a licensed RN. Walking 30 to 60 minutes a day, it reduces depression by 36%, which is more than most medications. I know. 5 days per week, it reduces osteoarthritis by 25 to 50%. Walking for 150 minutes per week, 20 to 30% lower risk of death from all causes. It reduces the risk of Alzheimer's by 50% if you walk 6 days a week. Your immune system, it improves your chances of getting some kind of respiratory infection by 43%. These are not significant. These are not small numbers.
No.
So
it's medication.
Yeah, 15 minutes a day, anybody can do that. It's a small habit that you guys can incorporate into your life. Anybody can do it. It helps reduce diabetes. It helps with your cortisol levels. It helps with your immune system. There's really nothing bad that can, and then it's just leisurely. You can kind of kill two birds with one stone. I have a lot of my dads when I say, hey, walk for 15 minutes a day, drink a gallon of water, but also pray during this time period. And then I don't have time to pull up all the stats and just prayer, but just praying every single day improves every single aspect of your life.
Listen to the Bible while you're walking.
That's it.
Like that. So for you, is that what you're doing? The 15 minutes walk, is that your vigorous, or like, are you going to get your heart rate up during that? Or is it kind of like you're committing to do the walk?
It honestly, the walking, there's not a significant difference between the benefits in getting your heart rate up and as opposed to just leisurely walking, as far as like the benefits are concerned. Basically, I just need to move. I already try and work out 5 or 6 days a week, but I have not been walking. And I think based off of the other things that I'm giving up the energy drinks, walking actually improves your energy. I think there's another stat in here that a short 10 to 15 minute walk can reduce fatigue by 65%. So if I just do that, I think that's going to make up for like me not having the energy drinks to sort of artificially boost my energy levels and then have a crash at 2:00 in the afternoon. So I'm just going to practice what I preach. I tell my dads to do it. I may as well be doing it myself.
Yeah,
Thank you. Right. Yeah, appreciate it.
Yeah, listen, guys,
that's solid.
What I'm excited about is to see what happens at the end of 40 days, just transformatively in our team, and then hopefully some other guys are getting some ideas about what you might want to be doing. And again, this is not like a cure-all. I'm not like
it's just a reset.
But with the Lord, all things are possible. And so like there's something about a discipline for even a short amount of time. But I would highly encourage everybody that this is something that should bleed into the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Even if it's a practice of rebooting, like a reset, quarterly or yearly or whatever it is, I do think there's benefit and value to it. So guys, we really appreciate you joining us on the Patros podcast. And hey, here's to a brand new you in a 2025. I mean, I don't know if that really matters, but
Let's go.
But we're getting after it in 2025. So thank you guys for joining us today. Appreciate all you do for the fathers in the Tampa Bay region and beyond. And we'll see you in 2025. All right. Well, fellas, thank you for joining us on the Patros podcast. You are our last group of Man Up employees to go. So we saved the best for last. Just kidding, everyone else. We loved you too. But this is kind of a hodgepodge. It's men's discipleship. It's communications. It's different markets.
Yeah.
So what we'd like to do to start is we're going to be talking about our 40-day challenge. What you guys are going to be doing is just give us your name and where you're dialing in from and what is your role within the organization, and keep it pithy.
We'll start with Tim.
Hey, Tim Condell. I am coming from Springfield, Missouri. I've been working with Man Up for almost 2 years now, and I am a regional development coordinator for the Midwest region.
Some would say he's the face of Man Up out there.
He's the face of Man Up. He's the market leader in some ways.
Yes. Many think he's the CEO.
Great.
Which is great.
I was going to say something, but too soon.
Don't worry. I correct them really quick.
Yeah.
Bro, you gotta stop.
Too soon. It was too soon.
Don't comment.
I'm sorry. It's in my brain.
But commenting on not commenting is still commenting.
I know, but move us
Oh
along.
man. All right, so Josh Weaver.
Yep. Like Allan just said, I'm Josh Weaver. I'm down in from Riverview, Florida. My role with Man Up has shifted a little bit for the past year. I was doing Fatherhood Engagement. Back in the fall, stepped into more of a church engagement role, trying to develop more church partnerships, trying to help raise more awareness in the church and just call people into action. So.
And Josh is the guy to do church engagement. I mean, just a pastor's guy.
Yep. Former pastor. You're always a pastor.
That's what I was
always
going to say.
pastoring.
He's a pastor. Yeah. All right, Mike.
Hello. My name is Mike Picard. I'm out of Palm Harbor, Florida, in the Tampa Bay area. I am the Patros team lead, and one of the newer folks. Started almost 5 months ago now. So thanks for having me.
Yes, sir. And then Anthony.
Hello, everyone. I'm Anthony Russo, and I'm the communications team lead. And I'm coming to you live from Man Up in Largo, Florida.
Largo, it's funny because Stephanie is also from Largo, as you know, and is super proud of being from Largo until it's inconvenient for her to be proud of being Largo. And then
he's got the L up.
And then she needs a security detail to go to the Walmart, she said. So anyway, I don't know if that's
legit. That's legit.
We love Largo over here.
Yeah, we
Largo
do love
love. Largo love.
It's a joke. There's a truth to every joke.
Hey,
right?
Sometimes.
Anyway,
let's get down to the goals.
Let's get down to the goals. So 40-day challenge, Man Up challenge, start the first 40 days. And hopefully what we're hoping is that you guys can give some ideas for those who are out there listening. Oh, you know what? That's a great idea. I probably should cut that out. Or you know what? I do need to start that. And we inspire them to do that. So let's just go around the horn here. Start with Tim. Tim, what are you going to start in these first 40 days? What are you going to stop? And then what does your 10 minutes of vigorous exercise look like?
So I am vigorous exercise. That's good. I'm going to start because I don't do a lot of this on my own like I used to. I want to start reading a new book at the beginning of the year. And so actually I picked it out. We're going to be doing The Circle Maker by Mark Batterson. Just kind of starting the year off, learning a little bit about prayer. And just kind of getting things going in that direction, starting out the new year. Thing I'm going to stop for those 40 days is drinking less sugary drinks. I'm a sweet tea aholic, and so I'm gonna cut back on the drinking sugary drinks. So that should be good in the vigorous activity. So I'm gonna. I've been working out, 3, 4, 5 times a week as it is. So on the days that I'm not working out, even though it's going to be really cold out, I'm going to commit to going out and doing some walking, maybe even some jogging out in the freezing cold, while maybe pumping some weights. Does that make it vigorous if I walk around the neighborhood pumping weights over my head?
Vigorous just has to do with heart rate, right? It doesn't have to do with necessarily like a heavy weight.
No, I was thinking if you just jumped in the snow and did snow angels, that's probably vigorous. I think your heart rate is going to shoot through the roof or something like that. So, hey, but Alan had a question. I did too. So you said less sugary drinks. Are you saying 0 or are you saying in other words, how are you going to
going from 10 sweet
0? Well, we'll just go straight. We're going to just drink water. Okay. 0.
Ooh, let's go.
All right. Now we got it.
Dang, that's how you deal with an addict. You get him.
Cold turkey, baby. Cold turkey.
It's going to be like the first 3 days, not going to be fun around Tim. He's going to everybody's going to want to punch him.
But then after 40 days, you're going to tell everybody.
Yeah. He'll be
honestly, the key is if I can get my family to go along with it, it'll make it a whole lot easier for me.
Yeah. That's the hard one because there are a bunch of stumbling blocks walking around the house.
Yes.
All right,
Mr.
Josh. Weaver.
Yeah. So I used to be really committed to journaling, and so for the first 40 days, I'm just going to commit to writing a journal entry for 40 days straight, just to kind of be mindful of what I'm reading, what I'm studying, and then to mark down what I'm grateful for. So yeah, that'll be the thing that I'm going to start for 40 days straight. Hopefully continue it, but it probably won't be every single day after the 40 days, but that'll be my mark for the 40 days startup. And then the thing I'm going to stop doing is I'm going to cut out TV for 40 days. Last year I took off, I've been off Instagram for a year now, and it's been super, what's the word I'm looking for? Beneficial, freeing. You're not constantly I got to check this or that.
Was that to escape the likelihood of having to build a chicken coop for your wife?
No, that never came through, man. We didn't get as famous on that. And so, I'm going to cut TV out, just be a little more present, on the weekends and stuff, or in the evening time, rearrange my time with, doing some extra reading, something like that. So And then vigorous is the word. So if I had to do 10 minutes of vigorous, I wrote down that I was going to do 5 burpees a day, which might take me 10 minutes
per burpee. Got it.
5 burpees a day. But by the end of 40 days, I might be able to be hitting 20. You never know. So we'll see.
Yeah, I love it. Hey, honestly, if you build up, right? You start 1 week's 5, the next week's 10.
Well, I was thinking half. You do the toe touch the first day, just do that vigorous toe touch.
Well, listen, after the Man Up Christmas party and the way you dominated everyone, I don't think anybody is going to question your methods. So whatever it is, you know what, you do you, and you'll be even more dominating now once you're doing 20 burpees a day. So
what can I say? Weavers win. That's all I got to say there. So
I love that.
Good. All right, Mike.
Yes, sir. All right. So I've been my entire life, I've been a night owl. Nights are easy. Mornings are challenging. So I am going to start getting up earlier. 5.
Love it.
My wife leaves really early for work. So looking forward to spending a little bit of time, maybe have a cup of coffee with her before she leaves. That'd be nice for a change.
Yes. I got the warm and fuzzies.
Yeah,
already.
I know. I'm getting goosebumps. Look at the beautiful family behind him as he's saying this.
Yeah, we just took that, by the way. No, I'm just kidding.
Just for this.
Yeah. But also the mornings are extremely chaotic because I've got the 3 kids and I've got, getting ready for school drop off, all the things. Chaos is unavoidable. But I want to get into a rhythm of quiet time before the kids get up, spend some time with the Lord, get myself right so that I can be a little more gracious, a little more patient through the chaos in the morning. So that's what I'm going to start. I'm going to stop, kind of like Tim. I'm going to stop. I'm cutting out fried food, fast foods, and added sugars. I've done this before, and it works. Shocking. Feel better, maybe lose a little weight, but really for me, it's just about getting a little healthier and feeling a little bit better because it affects everything from energy to attitude. And so that's something I'm going to stop. And then the exercise, I didn't hear the word vigorous before as well. So
we changed it.
So I'm lucky enough to have we've got a nice park in our neighborhood. Yeah, with a walking trail and some of the machines, some equipment spread out. So it's a beautiful time of year to be outside. I like to be outside. So I'm going to take advantage of that walking trail, perhaps do a little interval training with a few sprints to get the heart rate up. Hopefully the knees will hold out and take advantage of the park.
Hey, so Mike, I'll give you the Jeff Hero workout, which will help you this. So whenever my 5 a.m. club is not meeting, but I still want to work out, my hero workout is, it's about, let's call it a mile or so, but it is 200 meters, 10 burpees, 200 meters, 25 jump squats. 200 meters, 10 burpees, 200 meters. So you could just incorporate in
the
your
200
jog.
meters is a jog?
Yeah. So I just jog it, then I drop, do 10 burpees, jog another 200. And for me, that's just up and down the street. But that would, I'm just trying to help you out.
Yeah.
Trying to help the guy out.
I like it.
And let's go ahead and let everybody know. Don't push yourself to where you get injured.
Oh, yeah. We don't want injuries.
I feel like Jeff just really shamed me right there with the whole sprinting 500 yards, doing 50 burpees at a time.
Hey.
just like for a light warm up, we could hit 50 burpees.
That's only because Josh wiped.
And Josh says I'm going to do a vigorous toe touch.
That's the warm up for the burpee, bro. Oh, God. I love it.
Those were his words.
Hey, you know what? Sorry, Josh. That was my subliminal insecurity coming out for you beating me the other day in the challenge. So the devil, the invisible devil that I didn't know was there was get him back while you're on the podcast. We'll show him. So,
all right. So we got Anthony next.
Yeah, I want to shout out before we go further, Mike over there pretending like he's got bad knees. when out on the basketball court, we all got to witness
greatness.
The hezzy was on point.
We have a man up basketball day.
Yes.
Oh, I'm so
Waiting for it.
next
We should have a league.
I couldn't let those young guys.
Half the team doesn't want to do vigorous.
Yeah, shout out, Mike.
Thank you.
Okay, my start and stop and stuff. I'm gonna start planning my days better. So starting the day, starting the week, having a better sense of what's going on. I read a book over the last month, The Ruthless Elimination of Hurry, and it's really impacted a lot of my some of the choices I made, and just for myself and for our family, just wanting to have a better sense of what we're doing and looking ahead to when we have too much going on, so that we can have the ability to, just enjoy everything that we're doing and not feel like we're just kind of rushing from here to there to the next thing. So for me, it's a lot about planning for the next 40 days. I'm going to be focused in making sure that every day going in with some intentionality, doing the things that really matter and are important, and trying to cut out anything that is that doesn't have to be in that day. So that was my thing I want to start doing. I'm going to stop doing, this was one, I'm trying to think of the best way to word this. Like, I'm going to stop kind of consuming content mindlessly. So thinking about, like, even if I'm taking a time to, like, Rach and I like to watch TV and movies and stuff at the end of the day. It's one of our times to connect. But a lot of times, maybe some other people would know the feeling. You get to the end of the day and you're like, I don't know what I'm going to watch. Let's watch something we've already watched 50 times and just put it on again. Because instead of that, which, there's nothing really wrong with it, but I just want to push us, myself, and I'm going to make Rach do it with me, to watch like movies that we want to watch and shows that are, just thought-provoking and do a little bit better with some of those content consumption times. So that's my stop, is consuming content kind of mindlessly or thoughtlessly. And my vigorous activity, similar to Mike, I have a workout park in my neighborhood I can jog to. I got that in this morning already. I want to just put that out there. Wow. So I had some back issues this year, which is, I'm just getting old. Our teammate Dayron, I think it was telling me I have old man back. And it's true. So I'm recovering from that, and I can I stopped getting out there and working out. So I'm feeling better, and so I'm going to be jogging to my workout park and utilizing a mix of Jeff's hero workout and Josh's vigorous toe touches to just make sure that I'm getting it in and I'm staying loose.
Josh is just out here catching strays. He was minding his own business with his toe touches.
Oh, sorry. That's what happens when you're on top. I won 9 straight on our Christmas party.
For what?
Oh,
on the game.
Allan, for our viewers, we had Man Up Christmas party a couple weeks ago, and Allan wasn't there, so he missed it, unfortunately, because his daughter had some stuff, but she's okay.
Yeah.
So praise God for that. But anyway, yes, it was you could challenge for the white elephant gift, and Josh went like undefeated for so then it was like double or nothing, triple or nothing, and that's when he finally lost. I feel bad but now you can see he's not shy about letting us know about his victories.
Yeah, he's a winner.
It was the range of activities that the viewers really need to appreciate. Like, Josh is a big, strong guy. So if it was like, oh, you had to carry a heavy thing, you'd be like, yeah, figures Josh won. Josh was winning agility challenges. Josh was winning trivia challenges.
Josh mental challenge.
Everything.
His goals then?
I don't know.
Singing. I want a singing contest too.
Yeah.
Singing?
Did it all.
By the way, Josh, I gave you White Christmas on purpose because I thought you could nail it. Just saying, I get an assist for your wins. So you win.
Thank you.
We'll definitely have to throw that video in here now.
We'll have to get yes, we will throw it in. Allan will make it happen. He's our guru. All right. Last but certainly not least, Daniel, thank you for joining us late to the party, but on time also, because you made it.
You might have to tee him up.
We have been talking about our 40-day challenge, what we are going to start, what we are going to stop, and then what is the 10 minutes of vigorous exercise. Now, that's been a change. We initially just for the viewer, we initially said 15 minutes, but we said, you know what, 10 minutes. It's got to be vigorous, though.
Vigorous.
You know,
and
something
the
to get
reason that
heart
we
rate up.
added that was because there's a doctor that we listened to that did discuss some things about that, the benefits.
Well, the benefits of the heart rate getting to a certain level
for 10 minutes.
For 10 minutes is as shown in studies to be helpful.
It's more beneficial than certain other things that aren't vigorous.
Yeah. So Daniel,
yes. We want to be vigorous. I agree. That's a good word.
People would have already seen it.
All right, Daniel, what do you got for us?
We'll start there. Yeah, I need to be more vigorous. That is for sure in life. Vigor is something that I want to aspire to be. So I'll start there. So how am I going to get my 10 minutes in? Maybe 15. So yeah, I was just thinking, okay, I'll just go for a walk around the block. That will take maybe 15, 20 minutes. But then I said, that's not vigorous enough. I didn't really think of that word just now. But then I thought, I'm going to see if I can find me a bike. So then I decided to go on to Amazon there and saw maybe there is a stationary bike. So I think that's what I'm going to buy myself for this upcoming year is a little, and it has some resistance training and who knows what can happen. But yeah, that is how I'm going to implement my time, getting more vigorous.
Love that.
And so in addition to that, what am I going to stop? I'm going to slow down. My sugar intake, just the processed sugar. I know, and I'm not, this isn't a confession per se, but some might say I like sugar and could be addicted to it at times. And so what I'm going to say, I'm going to slow down. No, actually, I'm going to stop all extra.
Ooh, there it is.
There it is. The commitment.
There it is. He was touching those toes.
Yeah.
And he said, "Wow, full burpee."
He was walking the line. And he said, "Nope, I got to jump in."
I got to jump in.
Yeah,
so.
he said, "I'm gonna slow." Nah, I caught myself.
Yep. So let's go ahead and go with stopped all processed sugars for 40 days. And I got to really see where I can walk the line with that process. But the point is, I'm going to slow down definitely sugar intake and stop any process for at least 40 days.
There you go.
There we go.
Stop process. Okay, what are you going to start?
I am going to start reading more. I love to write and I love to read, but there's so much content out there, such as Patros. But I'm going to try to expand my reading there, and not just things that I'm comfortable with. Maybe something that might stretch my understanding of a particular subject. And you get in your sweet spot, and you want to learn more about one particular subject, so you keep learning about that, whatever that may be. But I want to find a subject that maybe I'm not too well versed in, and just spend 40 days kind of researching that, reading, and just becoming a more proficient reader myself.
Awesome.
I like it.
Yeah, that is. I was looking at 2 years ago goal, and that was one of mine. Was reading more, because you're right. There's a ton of content out there, and it can be overwhelming. There's something nice about just a physical book, right? Yeah. So that that causes you to slow down and stay intentional in that moment. Hey, let me get through this book. Problem is, most books you read the first 2 chapters and the last, and you're like, "Yep, I got it."
Yeah.
So that's my problem.
That's called ADHD.
I get bored with the books. But well, listen, guys, thank you, Daniel. I know you jumped on late, but Daniel serves as our men's discipleship team lead, and the guys on this call are just killing it for the organization, but more importantly for the Lord. And I know every single one of them are passionate about seeing men get engaged in the fight for the fatherless, and that doesn't happen unless you have a healthy view of masculinity, a healthy view of yourself before God, and being an image bearer of God, and what that means and what that entails. So we're excited for you guys listening to the Patros podcast to introduce a lot of the Man Up team members. Patros is a resource that Man Up offers. It's a discipleship tool. You can find it at patros.us. But if you want to know more about the parent organization, manupandgo.org, and you'll see all of these guys' pretty faces listed there as a part of our team. So, guys, thank you for joining us. It is 2025 is right around the corner. So this is our Happy New Year's edition. Happy New Year's to you guys, and we'll see you in the new year.
Let's do it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Man, how amazing is it to know that you hired some amazing people?
You know, I don't want to pat myself on the back here.
Or Stephanie on
my
the back.
My team. No. The reality is the Lord has blessed Man Up with an incredible team. And you didn't even get to see them all. Some of them had the day off, and so they weren't, or they had, you know, they're actually working.
Yeah.
We're the only ones who get to like talk and then pretend it's work. But man, they're just a tremendous team. They what I love about our team is that there's not a lot of ego. Like you will not find a lot of ego on our team. Of course, everybody loves the Lord. Everybody wants to like pull in the same direction. They're committed to the greater cause.
Yeah.
And they lay down, in my opinion, you know, earnings that they could earn elsewhere. They lay down, you know, like it's a pretty thankless job, honestly. And then just time with family, I mean, and time with friends and time, like you'd want more of that, but they're out there serving. Now, what's great about it is they look at that as an opportunity to bring their families with. I mean, how many times you brought your kids to a Man Up event, right? So I love that about our team.
It's not just a job. It's really a lifestyle. Like you're joining a family when you join Man Up.
And like, I think, you know, we had the golf tournament. So Man Up put a golf tournament, you know, earlier in the month, and kind of did a recap and asked, hey, what were the wins? And almost every single person was like, well, it's the team. Like the team is a win.
Yeah. People just say, I've worked other places.
And it's not like that.
Yeah.
So we praise God for that. I mean, obviously
you heard a compliment about the team from somebody.
I heard like 3 compliments.
But like, what was the specific compliments?
Well, I'm trying to remember if I had remember this.
I remember one of them specifically.
Oh, you go then.
Okay. It was, I think you said somebody came to you saying, I have been to plenty of these types of functions where you got it.
No, they just said I've been to, you know, these kind of functions where they're just, you know, and you could tell people are complaining and they don't want to be there and they're unhappy. And genuinely all of your people seemed happy to be there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you talk to the team like, yeah, we're out here on a golf course in nature. Like even people that don't golf, they're like, well, I'm in nature and I get to work and just interact with people. So just the gratitude that our team shows and the proper perspective. And I'm telling you, like God has really brought us these people. And I don't want to say we're picky, but it's like when you know, and when you're interviewing and, you know, you kind of go, man, Lord, they just seem like they're on point. And that's why, obviously we like,
you have certain values,
but
you guys definitely, from just listening to the hiring process and what you guys do when you're selecting people. I mean, you're having to hire someone that isn't only good at that like skill, but they have character, because you can't have people on staff that, I mean, especially with how fragile the work that we're doing is. And then on top of that, you need people that have grit and can see the long-term game versus just like, hey, I'm here for a year and that's it.
Yeah.
So there's loyal. I mean, there's so many things. So it really is the Lord having to present the right people.
The turnover is very low.
Yeah.
In the organization.
And if there ever is a change of heart, it's because it's missional. It's God is saying that they need to go somewhere, and that's not often.
Yeah. So anyway, but so you got to meet some of the team. But Allan, what do you like takeaways from our 40-day challenge? Because at the end of the day, we wanted to do this episode. You know, new year, new you. All of that is true. But what did you take away?
A lot of journaling.
Yeah.
And which is really good, because I think that, I mean, when you look at history and what we know about where we come from, as far as like just knowing, hey, church history or whatever, different countries, like that's a lot of people that journaled what was going on. And like, how many of us aren't even thinking through or being intentional with our thoughts? And so I thought that was really cool that people want to be journaling. I think from the exercise standpoint, I think everybody's a little scared to like commit to certain things, because it's not easy to commit to like a physical commitment where you're going to have to be intentional with putting yourself in an uncomfortable situation.
Yeah. I love that Taylor was like, man, cold plunge every day. I'm gonna do it for you. That, I'm telling you, that is going to be hard, but if he does that.
Well, I think what's helpful is that he has it at his house.
Yeah.
And that's like his goals. Like he's making sure that he works out at home.
Yeah.
And that he has the things.
So he can do it.
There's no commute. The commute is how long it would take him to do the thing.
Right. But a lot of time that's the hard thing, you know, is because there's no one there to hold you accountable. So I like that he said it's going to be me and my wife.
Yeah.
And
his wife holds him accountable. She sends me stuff because he was already doing some stuff with me, and she holds him accountable, which is good.
Liza will we have a cold plunge, but it's not set up yet. I just haven't been able. It needs new rings anyway. It's a thing. So we've been using. It's cold out, so we've been using the pool. It's not the same,
but it's still cold.
But it's still cold, and I've been like for the last 3 months, I've been doing cold showers every day, which is not fun. So I try to get a shower right after workout because that's the sweatiest I'm going to be,
and the hottest your body temperature.
I think what it was impressed upon me just in doing the exercise though is that you know, a lot of people kind of started with I'm going to try to reduce X.
Let's slow down on this.
And then like as we pressed them and they pressed themselves. It wasn't like it was us, but they were like, you know, no, you're right. It's like, no, I'm not going to do it.
And then that's all of us. We always do that to ourselves. Is like, if you don't want to change something, because let's be honest, most of Americans are addicted to sugar. There's a reason there's this whole craze about, hey, we got to get rid of all the processed sugars, get rid of all the dyes, all this garbage that we're eating. So that has affected all of us to a point where we're addicted. And so the fact that people are even willing to say, hey, I need to get rid of that is a big step. But yeah, it's hard. You start off with I'll get rid of a couple of things to like, no,
I'll just get rid of candy bars.
Yeah.
How many candy bars you
It's not a candy bar, it's just a candy. But yeah, you're
good.
right.
So I appreciated the dialing in on that. And you know, I think some of them, and it'll be fun to follow up because the team is all going to submit, but for all of us as we're doing these goals or this challenge, this challenge rather, is one, the reason we mentioned this in the intro, the reason that people don't accomplish their goals in life or in a given year is because they don't write it down. Writing it down is the single biggest thing you can do to be successful in reaching your goal, and then having it in front of you daily. So I think that, you know, I just want to remind folks, like, if you want to accomplish something you really, truly want to do, you have to write it down. Because the way the brain works is it's going to take that in better. So, and then just having it written kind of speaks it into existence.
Yeah.
It's not, you get rid of the kind of language and all of that.
Even when Dayron said like, man, I'm kind of scared because if I say it, that means I
have to do it.
Which is like a value. My word has to mean something.
Yeah, exactly. So it's saying it, it's writing it down. And then lastly, I was just going to say about the measurability of it, you know, and you saw some of them were really measurable. Some of them are going to be hard to measure. So I'll be interested to see, and we'll challenge our team to make sure that whatever it is measurable, because it has to be a daily activity or a daily thing I'm stopping that like I'm doing daily now kind of deal. So making those goals to be measurable and not like, I think Maggie's just comes to mind.
Yeah.
You know, I love the goal.
It's a great goal.
How does she execute on that?
Yeah.
Right. From a, hey, I don't want to be judgmental of people. Awesome. Right. So what is I'm thinking about OKRs now, like the objective and the key result. So if the objective is no judgment, the key result might be I spend, 50% less time on social media because that's where a lot of my judgment comes. B might be I am mindful of the judgment. And so every interaction will be
replaced with
followed up with. Exactly. So there has to be that plan in place for some of those that are a little harder to measure. So,
but regardless, that you're intentional to measure it.
But it's going to be exciting, and hopefully, you guys, if you're hearing this, even if you're hearing it in July or June or whatever, like a 40-day challenge is just a 40-day challenge. And 40 is biblical, and it's enough time to develop a habit. So let's get after it in 2025.
One last thing. So there's a video where Chris Williamson said something really good. He's a influencer, and he said, thinking about doing the thing isn't doing the thing. Planning to do the thing isn't doing the thing. Talking about doing the thing isn't doing the thing. The only thing that is doing the thing is doing the thing. So just for that to be a reminder, because it convicted me. I like to plan and prep and do all the research before doing the thing. Whereas if I would have just started doing the thing and done the research alongside of it, I'd probably be further along.
It's back to the whole thing, like, 80% of a imperfect plan is better than 0% of a perfect plan.
Fix it as you go versus having to do it perfectly before you start, because you won't start. So go ahead and join us on this Man Up Challenge, and we'll see how this year goes.
Yeah. Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy 2025. See y'all soon.